Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, October 3rd, 2019. Steve Sipress here with a really beautiful sunset happening over the mountains behind me. I don't know if you can see the purple and the blue and the green and the yellow and the orange and red and wherever all those colors are with some guy named Roy. And so I figured I'd just share that with you. Just got back from hosting my CEO Scottsdale event. Toby is here, great seeing you. Had a great group of forward-thinking, aggressive, growth-minded CEOs. Really top, great group. I mean, through all the vetting that we do and the weeding out, it really works out. We really had some top people, and it was great. And this time I handed out and I signed some copies of one of my books, The Ultimate Entrepreneur Success Secrets. This is actually volume 2. I don't know if it says that on here, but I did volume 1 in 2011, and this is volume 2 that we did in 2013. So for Throwback Thursday, we have a 6-year-old book, and this is an inspiring motivational book. So this is 14 top super achieving entrepreneurs from the Chicagoland area, back from when I ran my group for 6 years, the Chicagoland Sharpest Entrepreneurs. I put 13 of them, they're the authors right there in the back with me, and I had them tell their entrepreneurial stories, which for all of us, we know that the entrepreneur life is not the 9-to-5 employee life of basically a straight line, although it really isn't, as we know, especially nowadays. The old loyalty or staying with a company 40 years and getting a gold watch, that's long gone. So they even have their own ups and downs, but nothing like us entrepreneurs, is it? We don't even, unless we have systems in place, very often a lot of entrepreneurs don't even know where the next customer, client, patient member is coming from. They don't know where the next major situation, disaster is coming from. They don't know which major customer, client they're going to lose, or what competitor is going to set up shop right across town or whatever. So we got a lot of uncertainty and a roller coaster ride, and so it helps when you can read, when you're having troubled times and you're second guessing, why am I doing all this, and you're wondering what you got yourself into. It's nice to pick this up and read one or more chapters where someone had a similar story. So that's what I like about this book. Every chapter is someone's personal story of some hardship or something they went through as an entrepreneur, and shared it all here in The Ultimate Entrepreneur Success Secrets. So a couple of lessons from this. Number one, do you have books, or at least one book that you're the author of? It elevates you to an expert status. Second of all, do you read? Nowadays, a lot of people don't even ever hold an actual physical book, but you can still read them on a Kindle or wherever. But are you feeding your brain so that not everyone is, I'll just say it, not everyone's sharp enough to have mentors and boards of directors and coaches and groups of peers to go to, and to bounce thoughts and ideas off and troubles and to commiserate with. So especially if that's you and you're being a lone ranger, which is many small business owners, and kind of keeping all your problems bottled up inside. You can't tell them to your spouse. You can't tell them to your employees. You can't tell them to your suppliers. Oh yeah, we're having a lot of trouble. Like, oh yeah, you're on COD now. Or, we're upping the interest, or we're raising the price, or we're out, or employees leave you, or spouse leaves you or gets all worried. Or you can't really tell anybody about the down times, and same with the up times. Are you going to tell all your employees what times are great and blah blah blah? They're all going to want to raise, and suppliers are going to want more money, and spouse is going to say great, when are we going to Disney World, and blah blah blah. So a lot of entrepreneurs are the Lone Ranger, and so if that's the case, it helps for you to figure out what you're reading. I'm very partial to biographies, which this is 14 of us telling our story. I love reading, or sometimes you can watch the movies or the videos or TV shows. CNBC did a series years ago, 31 days, so there's 31 episodes, and I believe they replay them all the time, or maybe you can find them on the computer somewhere. For 31 days, they told a different entrepreneur story. So it was Bill Gates and Conrad Hilton and Walt Disney, and on and on and on. Top entrepreneurs telling their story, which in the beginning at least there's a lot of ups and downs like all of us, and it helps during the down times to have that kind of inspiration. Hey, they made it. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to make it. And through the up times, maybe you don't need as much. Do you really need to say, hey, times are so great, I need to read some inspiring stories? So it's really for the down times, which as entrepreneurs, as I said, we have plenty of them. So hopefully you are not only reading some inspiring material, but you're producing some for others. And that's what my Ultimate Entrepreneur Success Secrets series was. I did 2 of them. This is volume 2. Toby says networking groups help with alike entrepreneurs. Yeah. Ideally, yes. In theory, yes. Unfortunately, at my level anyway, it's nearly impossible to find a, quote, networking group with people that are people I want to hang out with. Or at least you got to weed through all what I call the riffraff. All the, I'm a school teacher and a part-time, multi-level seller, and what, they're not what I had at my event today. Not at CEO Scottsdale. They're not CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies with locations in 50 countries and this kind of stuff. Or, we've got our first round of financing. We're looking for another 10 billion now, and blah blah blah. Or 10 billion on their way to billions. But you don't find that generally in networking groups. But hopefully, if you weed through enough people, you find a few. But I've never been a big fan of networking groups just for that reason. They draw too many people, especially in the multi-level marketing world, or what they call network marketing, and that's what the leaders teach people. They say, once you piss off your whole family and friends and they don't want to talk to you, you still got to go find some people to pitch and tell them about your stuff. And a great place to go is networking groups. So that's to me what brings out the riffraff, because they're directed to go. I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of attending an event and having to bring a shield and a sword. Otherwise, all I do is get pitched on 10 or 20 different multi-level marketing things. It's not my idea of a fun evening. Now, don't get me wrong. I think I am currently involved in about 6 or 8 of them. I love the network marketing paradigm. I love the idea of it. I think all companies should pay people for referrals all down the line. Why not? But I don't go to these events to pitch people my stuff. I go to make high-level connections. And so you got to find the right events to attend, because at any events, there's going to be forms of networking. Anytime sharp entrepreneurs get together, we like to talk. So best places I have to do really high-level networking that I like to do are in green rooms. So you're speaking at events. Another 4, 6, or 8 or 10 speakers are hanging out in the green room, eating some snacks and, hanging around backstage. And those are people to connect with. And certainly the hosts of the event, perhaps sponsors of the event, speakers, panelists at the event. So you want to be those people, you want to hang out with those people, you want to connect with those people. The attendees, not so much. Before I was a speaker and a sponsor and a host and panelist and all this big shot at all these events, I was simply an attendee, and I can tell you right now, top-level people didn't want to hang around me. I was a newbie who didn't know what I was doing. So it's not like they did, maybe I said that wrong. It's not like they didn't want to hang around me because I'm some kind of a terrible person or something, but I wouldn't say that I would propel their business to heights like I do now. Now I have an amazing Rolodex of connections. And so I build that by connecting with the right people at the right events and sharing that with them. And that's what my CEO Scottsdale is all about anyway. Toby says, our group has agreement, no pitching, works great. Sure, well, yeah, again, I'm not here to talk about that. I'll just say no comment, but if it works for you, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. And so either way, connect with people in person, connect with people in writing, but certainly produce have your own books, have your own podcast, have your own YouTube channel, your own videos, all that kind of stuff, right? Elevates yourself to an expert status. Share some of your expertise with other people. You'd be amazed how many people will be thankful for that, how many people will look at you differently when you are a published expert. Anyway, that'll do it for Throwback Thursday. Throwing it back to one of my books from 6 years ago, The Ultimate Entrepreneur Success Secrets, Volume 2. Thanks, Toby, for all the input. Always great to hear from you, my friend. Thanks, everybody else, for watching live on the replay, wherever you are. And if you want help, by the way, with putting together a book, I can help you put together your own. And I know at least 4, I think more people that have done for you or done with you book services, that they help interview you and edit it and pull the book out of you and, you know, get all the behind the scenes stuff, all the editing and the typesetting and the cover artwork and the ISBN number, and, you know, they do all that kind of stuff, so you don't have to, you know, labor all that and use that as an excuse that you didn't get your book done yet because you're overwhelmed with all the crap you have to do. I know plenty of people that help you with doing that. So if you want that kind of help, or you just want help with what would I say in a book or anything like that, go to helpfromsteve.com. Imagine that. I'm Steve. You want help from me? You go to helpfromsteve.com. All it is really, it's a link to my personal calendar. You pick a day, a time that works for you, and you'll give me a call. We'll get on the phone, and I will give you some advice, some connections, whatever it is that can help you out to be the very best that you can be. So I will talk to you soon when you go there. Otherwise, I'll be back again tomorrow on Foundation Friday. I have a very basic foundational business building tip to keep in mind, and actually very important that you, I'm going to talk about what not to do. You can get in a lot of trouble with on tomorrow's Foundation Friday. Talk to you then. Thanks, Toby, and everyone else being here today. Over and out. I see this reflection, the glare in my glass, so I keep taking them off. Just chuck them over here on the chaise lounge. Out by my pool, and the sun is setting in the west, and I'll catch you tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Over and out. Bye-bye.